Hi everybody, it's Shelley here from the Mortonville Public Library, and we are working on our 24 Days to Christmas countdown. So we are heading on to our next craft project. So this is day number 4, and we are going to be creating a little gift tag that's going to look like a penguin. So let's get started. So I'm going to turn you down here to the counter, and you can see all the supplies. So in the bag for today, we should have a piece of cardboard doing some recycling. We have a black piece of paper. We have some felt, white felt. We've got a couple pieces of fabric here as well. This here is a little cotton ball that we're going to be working with. And this one just happened to unroll really nice. A couple of pom-poms. We've got an orange triangle. What do you think that's going to be for? And then we've got a couple of nice big eyeballs. We've got some jute for the hanger, and we have a wonderful sparkly pipe cleaner. So the other supplies you're going to need for this is going to be your glue stick, your handy dandy glue stick. Make sure it's good and sticky. You can use some white glue on this, but I found the glue stick was more effective. It didn't get the paper quite so wet. We're also going to need some Scotch tape, and if you are a little bit older, you can also, for a couple of things, use the low temp glue gun. I'm going to use this for a couple of items just because I need to make sure they hold so that we can get through this project really quickly. So that's all our supplies. Let's get started. So I'm going to move some of these guys over out of the way. So of course, make sure you've got a piece of something, whether some newspaper or something that's going to protect your counter. So you can get as messy on it as you want and not get in trouble. So you can choose to do either the cardboard side or whatever this box was cut out of as to where you're going to be gluing the paper onto. Now the holes on the top should match pretty close, so we should be able to cover everything that's on the other side. It's not going to be seen. So I am going to go ahead and turn this up a little bit and get this bottom part really good and sticky. There we go. So that should be pretty good. And I know that this is going to fit over my hole just nicely. So we are going to do our best to get that to match up. Again, if you need help from a helper, make sure that you ask. And just make sure you didn't stick it to the paper. And if you have a couple of loose spots, we can just add some more glue. And again, make sure it's not sticking to your paper bottom. Alrighty, so that has started. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to start creating our penguin. So this is going to be his tummy. So I think I'm going to leave a little bit of the black on the bottom here, but you can put it wherever you like. I've centered mine as best I could. So just so I have a good idea where it's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of gluing on here to get started for where he's going to be. And put this over top of that. Just like that. Looks pretty good. And then I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on his eyes. And I'm going to have them up on the top here, and I'm going to have them kind of close together because I just think that looks really good. But you put your eyes on where you want your eyes to go. And we are going to give those a really good gooey glue. That's one guy. Slippery little guy. Make sure we get lots of glue on that eye. Put him on here. So kind of got them centered about where the hole is on the top there. And that, so that is kind of my center point. There we go. Next thing we're going to do is that triangle we were talking about earlier. That is going to be his beak. So I think I'm going to place my guy right about there. So let's get him good and sticky. There we go. Put him on there. You decide which way you want them. You can have them turning sideways if you want. You know, you decide. This is your ornament. You decide. Okay, just make sure that we're not stuck to the bottom. The next thing we're going to grab is our pipe cleaner. And we are going to create kind of some earmuffs with this. So we're going to have this guy here is going to be the top. And then the pom-poms are going to be what you normally would have like on your ears. And that, so the way we're going to do this is we are going to turn this guy over. And we are going to add him to the back here. Now this is where you can go ahead and use some Scotch tape to add it to the back. I'm going to use my glue gun here to just give it a really quick glue. And we're going to put him real close to the edge there. There we go. So again, if you had some Scotch tape, you could just do that with the Scotch tape. I'm going to reinforce mine a little bit here. So we've got it nice and curved, and we can turn him back over. There we go. Give it a little bit of shape. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to add his pom-poms to his earmuffs. Aren't those adorable? So again, give it a really good sticky glue with your glue stick. I'm going to do it quicker with this hot glue gun, just so I know it's going to stay right away. But I did find that the glue stick worked just as well. You just got to give it some time to dry. There we go. So he's got his earmuffs on. His ears are nice and covered. All right. And just make sure that he's not stuck to the paper like my guy is here. And that got a little bit of the glue from the earmuffs. And that's perfect. So now we're going to take our scarf here. And I think I'll put it right about there. So you're going to notice that it's a little bit longer on each side, and that's okay because we're going to curl it around to the back. So let's get our glue stick on here again. Get this really good and sticky. There we go. Pull that back up. We are going to put this down below his nose. And we're going to have it hanging over a little bit on both sides. Then we're going to pick it up and we are just going to give it a little fold over to the other side. And just hold it really good here for a few seconds to make sure that it's going to stick. There we go. And then we are going to take, and you can kind of see one side is really bright and one side isn't quite so bright. So we have like a right side and a not so right side. But again, this is your craft, whatever works for you. Let's take this next piece of scarfing and get it good and sticky. Oops. Pick that guy up. And then we are going to have it come down here like that. So wherever you find you think is the best spot for it, you will have that placed on there. And then we have one more. Oh no, we got two more things to do. So let's go ahead and grab our jute. And we are going to put this through the hole in the top. You might have to do it one piece at a time. And if you need help, make sure you ask for help. And I'm going to turn him over. Careful of your other guys there. I'm going to put this loop into the two pieces, and I'm going to pull that tight, and then I am going to make a knot at the very top here, and that is there. I'm just going to give this a little trim, the scissors. That's going to be our hanger. So that's if you're like hanging it from a Christmas tree or something, because we don't want to hang it from this guy here because it's probably going to come unstuck. So that is that, guys. So now the last step we're going to do is we're going to add some snow to the bottom here. And we've got a little bit of extra, so I was able to just unroll my cotton ball, and it was like just perfect. So I'm going to take off that little bit of extra. And I am going to give the bottom here a really good glue. There we go. And put that onto there. And if you want to, you can put a little bit of glue on the back and fold it over like we did with the scarf. There you go. And just hold that there. And doesn't he look adorable? There we go. So there is our Christmas penguin. Great job, everybody. I hope you had fun with it. He's got some great little googly eyes. I would love to see how yours turned out. So I would love to see how yours turned out, everybody. Just shoot me an email at info@morinvillelibrary.ca and let us know how yours turned out. Any comments you had about it, we would love to hear from you. So hope you enjoyed this. The next day you're going on to is going to be day number 5. That's going to be another story. So take a look in your bag for the link for the special Christmas story that's going to be in there. And then for day 6, you're going to be looking at a recipe called Saltine Christmas Crack. So I hope you get a chance to do up some of these recipes as well. But otherwise, what an adorable craft. Thanks, you guys. We will see you again for our next one.